Welcome to our programming channel. Today in Python, we will see this kind of number pattern, that is number pattern in right angle triangle shape. In this number pattern, these are the rows. Rows start from 1 and end at 5. These are columns. Columns start from 1 and end at 5. So for first for loop, range start from 1 and end at 5. So this will be in first for loop. If we want the user input, then this will be the for loop. But if we do 5 rows here, then output will print till 4 rows only. This will be the range in first for loop 1 to 5 plus 1. Range start from 1 and end at 5 plus 1. And if there is user input, then range start from 1 and end at number of rows plus 1. For second for loop, which is for column, we can see when there is row 1, column is 1. When there is row 2, columns are 1 and 2. When there is row 3, columns are 1, 2, 3. When there is row 4, columns are 1, 2, 3, 4. When there is row 5, columns are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So columns depend on row. So for second for loop, range start from 1 and it depends on row. So row, if there are 5 rows, we need range till 6. So row plus 1. We can see here the printing depend on column. When there is row 1, print column 1. If there is row 2, the column 1 and column 2 print. And when there is row 3, column 1, column 2 and column 3 print. When there is row 4, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4 print. And when there is row 5, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5 print. So printing is depend on columns. So in print we need column. So let's see the practical example. Program for printing numbers in right angle shape. For taking user input, enter the number of rows. We want the number of rows in integer format, so int and for storing the user input, we take one variable num of row. Then for loop for rows or row in range start from 1 and num of row. If we give here only number of rows, suppose number of rows are 5, then only 4 rows will print. So if we want to print 5 rows, the range must be 6. So here num of row plus 1. And second for loop for column. Columns also start from 1 and column depend on row. So row plus 1. Our output depend on column, means for first row 1, then for second row 1 and 2, For third row, 1, 2 and 3. It depends on column. The number pattern depends on column. So print and here end. And for next line print. Now if we run the program, enter the number of rows 5, we get the required output. But if we want here one space, then here one space, then save, run. Now we get one space here. If we want two spaces, now we get two spaces. We take one space only, and here if we give 10, we get this output. If we give 5, we get this output. So we get the required number pattern in right angle triangle shape. That's all for number pattern in right angle triangle shape. Thanks for watching.